We can get into our position group breakdown. The sad thing I think about the first half of that game is that the defense was doing everything that we've wanted them to be doing this whole season. They got stops. They were getting pressures. Now, obviously, Damon, what's his last name? Damon Williams.
Yeah.
Um, he's going to get his. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. He's going to get his runs in. He's going to get his stuff. We, for the most part, um, held down. I think what's his Jonah Coleman. Um, Even though he did continue his touchdown streak, but that first quarter, we drove right down the. We drove just like we were talking about earlier today. We drove right down the field, scored. They came down, they missed the field goal. We got our stop. We went back down, and then it just seems like from that point moving forward, the rest of the first quarter and most of the second quarter was the defense mitigating big plays, the bet to the best of their ability, and really, keeping the tabs on Denzel Boston and their offense in general. It just was, I guess we could start with our DL with our defensive lines. Like they were stopping the run, they were clogging the lines. Like you said, Jordan Thompson was getting pressures. O'Neal getting pressures. I don't think we had any sacks,
I
but
think we have one. I think
one.
I'm not sure Thompson or maybe Bradley Weaver. Maybe.
Okay.
And then
I feel like we didn't see
Ed
a
was getting
whole
there too.
didn't see a whole lot of Weaver in that game from my memory.
I don't know. I think he had more tackles this week than Eric O'Neill, which usually
Interesting.
is kind of I feel like the
But
most.
like, yeah, our defensive line, oh, excuse me, defensive line, they did what we needed them to do. Actually, I'll just go ahead and say the defense as a whole in the first quarter, in the second quarter, for the most part, did everything we needed them to do. And then in come the second half.
Do you think it's so? If we weren't playing mobile quarterbacks, we'd be in a much better position. But the game dynamically has changed so much.
I mean, everything about me wants to say that because the only team that we've really played so far this year that doesn't have a mobile quarterback would be, well, Minnesota and Iowa. But Iowa's quarterback going into the Rutgers game was objectively bad from all the other reports that I've been reading, and he threw the ball over the field and ran all over us. Well, actually, he is a mobile quarterback, so I take that back. Minnesota, though, I mean, he didn't need to run; he just threw the ball all over our face. Um, and I think earlier on in some of our episodes, we had talked about the lack of a pass rush, which I still think is an issue. But I'm getting to the point where I don't think that we can pin all of the pass defense woes on the lack of pass rush because perfect example, Washington, what was it, like third? I think it was like third and like 12 or third and 10, and they hit their tight end. He was like wide open. There was nobody within 15 yards of him.
They had a
You
few
know,
plays like that.
just when you're thinking, like we talked about, we need a play. We need this play. Let's get this play. Let's get the momentum. Let's try to work something with this. And if someone, if we need that play, and it's like a head to head, event, and they just happen to come out on top, like yeah, that stinks. But it is what it is. At least we were there. We were there to make a play or at least attempt to. I think at least like four times we're like, yo, we need this stop. We need this play. And dude, the guy is just so wide open. I mean, the blown. It was obviously a blown coverage or something. I mean, no one on a third down like that just gets that open.
No, they had a few people open. I forget what position it was when we blitzed everyone and they just threw it right over to. I don't think that was the same play too when the tight end was open. But I forget who got jump balled on too. I don't know if it was Salam or it was Cam Miller or Bill Mascot.
I don't even know at this point. I know Henderson gave up a bunch of big
Lost
plays.
him.
But Al-Shadi Salam. The problem is he's just not big. And if he's trying to guard Denzel Boston, he's 6'4". I don't know what Al-Shadi Salam is listed, but I'd imagine it's probably not bigger than 5'10".
No, he's gotta be 5'8", 5'9" max.
Yeah, which even by that standard is still kind of small for a corner.
Yeah,
Um,
unless you're D'Angelo Hall.
True. Um, the linebackers in the second half, just lost in space. No, there's a couple times no contain. Talking about the cornerbacks, Cam Miller blowing contain on the QB read that gave up like a 60-yard run to Damon Williams. It's just a part of me wants to say that you know what? I'll just go ahead and say it. I think that they have the ability to keep us in games. I really do. I just don't understand like what is it the scheme that we're running or trying to run? Is it the concepts? Is it, are we not coaching the correct things during practice? I just there's just no way that I can fit. You know what? For all the times and hard times have been given to our safety group and our defense as a whole, me being critical, me being kind of mean about it. Like these guys, at the end of the day, these guys are still Division I athletes, but I just can't. I refuse to blame physical attributes for someone being wide open like that. It's just not possible. Like, yeah, does Washington have some elite level players? Is Denzel Boston going to play in the NFL next season? Yeah, sure, probably. Um, but does that mean that the tight end or like their fifth option on the wide as a wide receiver has I haven't looked at the box score since this morning, but like they have like dudes that were like fifth or sixth down the list of the box score that had like 3 catches for 75 yards.
Yeah, they
You
got
know,
you guys that were
so so what I'm trying to understand, like what and I'm obviously not, we just do a podcast on the side. I'm not a defensive coordinator. I'm not like a film nut job, but I've watched football my whole life, and it's just, I refuse to indict our defense based on physical abilities, and it's got to be at this point in time. I don't know what it is. It's got to be something else. Like, do they miss some
it's
really
so
terrible
crazy
tackles?
too.
Yes.
We'll never hear really from Shiano or Rob Smith in person what they see. I mean, they've coached so many reference defenses, and I can think of monsters
Hmm.
that come out of it back then. Linebackers, everyone from Gaz, Baharness, Stanton, Juice, even our backup D backs were great. Marcus Cooper, who's almost, defensive player, defensive rookie of the year in the NFL. So is it
Hmm.
just, the athleticism's not there? Is it, just a different game today with college kids? Is Big Ten so much more different than playing other conferences, even with the talent?
It's not even like we don't even really run in an exotic defense. There's a ton of teams that run the 5-2. It's not like we're out here reinventing the wheel. Um, do I think that, you know, argue from what some people argue, Pat Hobbs almost potentially sabotaging the football program? Some people have made that argument. Um, with in terms of the NIL stuff, I think that has set us back significantly in terms of depth and caliber of players at certain positions. Do I think that we had a lot of guys that were came in that were highly touted that haven't really developed as much as we would have liked thus far? And then yeah, but that's going to happen here and there. But I just don't know. You know, I don't know. I think another big thing is on defense is it's just we don't create turnovers. When's the last time we had an interception?
Week 1, week 2,
Yeah. I don't even remember. The
I mean,
only
we got a
interception
sack this week, and I even want to see.
I remember two interceptions this season. The one was by Jet Elad, which I don't even really know if I could count it as an interception because he threw the ball right to him. It was the easiest interception anybody could have made in his life. And then the second one was Bo Mascow. I don't recall any other interceptions the entire season.
Mm, oh, the only thing I think we did take away this actually big turnover percent of sack was a forced fumble strip because Jabone had.
Yeah, by Jabome. No, but
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
which was a miraculous, was an awesome play to see. Because I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not having
it
defense
was
trying to poke the
that was
ball and
going to be a touchdown. Like, and that was the kind of play that. See, that's the thing right there. Like the second half, yes, we were getting dog walked on defense. That's I'm not even going to sit here. There's no other way that you can sit here and talk about it. We were getting dominated. But he made that play. Like he did what we needed him to do in that moment. Created the turnover, but then our offense did nothing with the ball. We did nothing this whole second half. What was it? The score like 13? Was it 13-10 at the end of at the halftime? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was like 13-10.
yeah.
Um, yeah, 13-10 at half, and we scored 6 points the remainder of the way.
And we missed the field goal too. Trevor Tyler, I think, went 2 for 3. Missed the one
Correct.
45 out.
You know, I mean, this season we've been. I guess we'll switch to offense now since we're talking about offense. This season we've been, I think, to the red zone 17 times, and we only have 9 touchdowns. Um, we're second to the last in the Big Ten in red zone efficiency. You know, this last game specifically, we had 8 trips. I think 8 trips into within 30 yards, and we still only scored 13 points. The other 6 came from Jay Patel field goals that were outside of 40 yards. I'm pretty sure.
And I'm wondering too if we lose faith in Jay Patel after a certain distance.
I mean, I feel like we do, but not to jump ahead of ourselves. It's like, well, I just think that the off even I'll even talk about the offensive play calling. Like, what are we doing? We run the same damn plays on third down. How many times on third down do they throw the ball short of the sticks to like one of those little tight end outs, and Kenny Fletcher or Colin Weber gets absolutely clobbered.
Yeah, I mean, Colin Weber got
Like,
really
how many?
hard
If I
against
was one of them,
Minnesota.
if I was one of them, I wouldn't even want to catch the ball anymore. I'm like, yo, don't even throw it to me. What am I gonna get injured for a 2 yard reception? That's not even to get us the first down.
Yeah, I mean, Colin Weber had it 5 times, I think, this week. He had 5 receptions, basically almost the same play. I think
Hmm.
what, three or four.
I
So
don't think I can remember. I don't remember any of our. I think I remember maybe like one, maybe a handful of times. It would be a little bit extreme for me to say never, but maybe a handful of times that I've seen our tight ends actually run routes that weren't that specific route, the one that
we're
we're
even
talking
being able to
about.
turn up field too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Seeing Fletcher
I
really
mean,
be able to
because
like pick
because
up
they
more than
always
like.
run the little curl route off of the option to make it into like a weird, almost like a triple option RPO, and then that's when when it works. That's when Ethan has been able to use his legs to get us some decent yardage. But when they play it effectively, he just dumps it to the tight end, and they just get crushed. Um,
An inside slant to Sheffield. We're seeing,
Sheffield, but that's the thing. Sheffield, this game has been non-existent. I feel like as much as, I mean, as much as Kirk Schrock has done great things for this offense, like I just find it hard to believe that he can't find a way to get DT Sheffield involved.
yeah, I think what he had like almost 70 reception yards this week. Only 3 receptions, maybe.
I mean, that all came from that one play, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a couple of tough balls behind her in front to throw it.
Yes, I mean I think he only had like a couple of targets. KJ Duff only had like 4 targets the whole game. I mean,
And
I listen.
besides a touchdown, he only had like one other big like play. I mean, Ian Strong.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Ian Strong is the guy on the team, but like we can't just sit here and pretend that you know against what we would consider inferior opposition last season, DT Sheffield put up gaudy numbers. Like he's probably the most dynamic player on our team in terms of speed and big play ability. I just feel like we haven't done really anything to try to scheme him open.
Yeah, I mean,
And I feel like this is good. For all the Ethan fans, I love Ethan and he's played very well for us. I just feel like when things start to get tough, he just finds Ian Strong and forces the shit out of the ball to Ian Strong.
well, it seems like he's locking out your receivers too. And
Mm-hmm. And then we saw
he's
that
had a
on
couple
multiple
bad
times with a
throws.
couple bad throws, a couple balls getting batted down. Because I feel like he just zones in, stares. I think one of them was going to be a touchdown on fourth down to Antoine Raymond, if I remember correctly. He did like a little flare route as the running back out of the backfield, and the ball was going to him, and he would. If I mean, I'm just assuming that he caught it. Obviously, he would probably have just been able to walk into the end zone, and the ball got batted down the line of scrimmage. I mean, Jashawn Benjamin, where was he?
One would get one
Non-existent.
carry
They
and
gave him
no
they gave
carries
him
or
one
one
carry.
reception.
They gave him one carry, and he ran for like 12 yards, and then we just didn't see him again for the rest of the game.
I think what they threw to him once too. Picked up 7 yards.
So I just don't know. I just feel like we run the same plays. We find an offensive game plan in the beginning of the game, um, which is obviously probably most likely scripted. I mean, we could all say that the first probably 2 drives, 3 drives are 100% scripted. But then it seems like after that, a la once we enter the second quarter and so on and so forth, we just can't figure out what we want to do. Um, you know, it's like our offensive line, you know, wasn't getting a good push. For the running backs, Ethan. I will say this though, Ethan, even though he threw for almost a 5 banger or over 400 yards, I think it was. Um, he just seems to be missing throws. Not like bad misses, but like the slight misses that we didn't see earlier in the season against Norfolk State or against Ohio or against um, what was the other Ohio team we played?
Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But these last couple of games, it feel like he's throwing balls and they're just a little bit behind or just a little bit out of reach. A lot of them maybe just a little bit high. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's just, special teams. Yeah, we didn't give up any big returns that I'm aware of, but we missed field goals. Special teams has been a plague on us this season. When you and I came in and we were so hyped for them, we were like, dude, special teams,
The X
we're gonna watch
factor this
Rutgers. Yeah,
season.
we're gonna get pump blocks, kick blocks. We're gonna return kicks for touchdowns. That has not happened at all since the first 2 games of the season.
I mean, we've had how many kicks blocked, extra points
Yeah, we've
against
had
us.
more kicks. We've had more kicks blocked than we've blocked kicks. Which if you were to tell me that was going to be the Uno reverse card that we're dealing with this season, then I would have probably laughed at you. But here we are. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. I know we were texting about it too, about how it's going to be a tough rest of the season, and you kind of talked about how hey, well, at least I'll still be excited to see what kind of good stuff the offense can do. And you know what? I'm just going to be honest. Like that's not going to do it for me. You know, it's
Uh,
just not.
Here's the thing.
Because I'm not here to be a Rutgers fan to watch a good offense for one season. I'm here to be able to watch the game and have confidence that we're going to win. Go to a bowl game. Go to the postseason. Um, I don't know if anybody got significantly hurt uh, against Washington. I know Kaj Sanders missed some snaps. Um, I think Tyler Needham might have gotten a little bit banged up, but he ended up coming back to the game. Um, but yeah, we can just talk about the season outlook, man. It's just if I mean, there's no sense in trying to skirt the issue. We have to beat Illinois, Maryland, Purdue 3 games straight to make the postseason. And I've been listening to a lot of the other podcasts, and it's kind of been a mixed bag where people are like, well, if we beat Penn State at home at the end of the year and don't make the postseason, that would still be like a dub for the season. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I disagree.
I agree.
Like, forget all that, dude. We're going to beat a Penn State that's pretty much downtrodden. They're going to try to salvage the season. I mean,
No,
they most likely won't be ranked when they come to Piscataway. And I kind of also feel like that's just like a defeatist mentality. It's like, oh well, if we beat this team but we don't make it to the postseason, then it'll still be a successful season. Like, no, no, it won't. Like that is the goal to go to the bowl game, regardless of whether we go to the Pinstripe Bowl for 5 years in a row. Like, who cares? We at least go.
well, I'll be honest with people.
Like you're playing an extra week of football when the people that weren't as good as you are not. It's a very clear cut black and white thing.
And actually, the last time I went to the Penn Trip, we beat Miami. It at the Penn.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the Honors already played big. I mean, Williams had to do all right for all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great game to go. For me personally, I agree. Even if we were to beat Penn State back over a bowl game, it's not really.
Now, honestly, best case scenario, this is how the season plays out: is we win those 3 games, we lose to Ohio State, we beat Penn State at home, we finish 7-5. That's like that's the ceiling of the ceiling. Now, the floor of the floor. I mean, we already said it. There is a high likelihood that we do not win a game the rest of the season, and as a fan, that's just like a rock in my gut. Just thinking that is a possibility.
I think we definitely go at least 5 wins minimum. No matter how we get them, which ones we get, I think we have a chance to pull six. I think we pull five at least.
You think we pull 5?
For me, the offense, I'm so used to seeing such lackluster offenses recently. No good QBs. So to see Ethan have the
Yeah.
yeah, is disappointing this season. Yes. But do I think from a building and recruiting standpoint, we're building off that excitement into the next year if we keep Duff, if we can keep strong, if we can keep Raymond, but we have to bring something to defense.
I mean,
These people really, this team, if they were even say the next year, could potentially change, Rutgers, record holders. And you know what? If this
yeah,
season that brings, excitement, like, hey, I went to games growing up, watching you strong, turnout. Watching Angel Antoine Raymond after Kyle Monunga. We're putting Isaiah Pacheco, Gus Edwards, like building running backs in the NFL. I mean, they always have to have takeaways for each season. And to be honest, I mean, to not have quarterbacks in the past and to see Ethan, I mean, I could be looking at third down every week and watching the option read. No, what's going to happen? I'll take the shootout.
we could have been on. We could have been on what? This would have been what, year 3 with Gavin Wimsatt.
Yeah, overthrowing people, options, like, and he hits a bad throws. I mean, way out, even open targets.
I mean, for what it was, I mean, we would run the option, but Gavin Wimsatt would never keep it. That's what always used to make me so mad. It's like, dude, we brought you here because you're this like dual threat quarterback. We're running downs 1 and down 2. We're running the read option, but you're still handing the ball off to Kyle every single play. Like, why are you not keeping it? You can't sit here and tell me that there were not any of those reads, but that's neither here nor there. I would honestly love to sit here and be able to agree with you with the 5 and 7, but I'll give us a 4 and 8. I think we're looking at 4 and 8. And I mean, maybe Shiano pulls some Shiano magic at home next week against Oregon. Like, yeah, I mean that's with a Shiano coach team and just Rutgers in general between the Louisville win and the excuse me I was at the USF game. They were number 2 in the country. I mean, of course, some people will try to downplay that, like, oh yeah, USF number 2 in the country. Who the heck did they play? It's like it doesn't matter. They're still number 2 in the country. Um, but I mean, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I think we're gonna go home in front of a sold out home crowd, and we're gonna get stomped.
Do you have
I
projections
mean,
for?
what's that?
Do you have projections for the score this week?
I don't even want to say out loud. I mean, just like Oregon has just studs all over the field. Their quarterback is a mobile quarterback. They have receivers all over the field. Their line is sick. They have that tight end. I forget his name. I think he's number 14 though, and he's a stud. Um, this game terrifies me. I think this game terrifies me as much, if not more, than the Oregon game. It just brings me like flashbacks to when we first joined the Big Ten, like when we were like a couple years into the Ash era and Michigan hung like 80 points on us. Like that's the kind of vibes I'm getting from this game. I'm sorry, man, but like I'm being honest. Like this game mortifies me. I hope it doesn't happen, and I'm going to be watching the game from start to finish. But this game is just not a good matchup for us at all. Not even close. I think one of the only things that we have going for us is that it's at home. That like might be our only advantage. I'm looking down the board. Like I think maybe we have better receivers than them overall, and that might be it. I mean, Ethan's been playing great, but I don't think he's as good as their quarterback. I mean, maybe Antoine Raymond is better than their running back. I haven't really been following Oregon a whole lot, but I've watched some of their games, and I'm telling you, their tight end is a freak of nature. Their offensive line is humongous. They just have speed all over the field, which is what you would come to expect from an Oregon team. I'm going to go ahead and undersell my fear. I'm going to go. I'm going to go 47-10. No, we're going to go 47-12. All field goals. Obviously, Oregon with the
I
W.
was I was going to go 48-24.
48-24. Is 47 even like an attainable number without a safety? I probably should have thought about that before I said it.
Are you segmenting into our riders by any chance?
Before we do that, let's talk about who we think is going to come back next year and who we think is going to be on their way out. And this is obviously not counting people that are out of eligibility. So, like, Jet Elad, Jabome, Kaliak Manis, folks like that. Strong has another big game this week. We have to feed him the rock. I think that if we can continue giving him the ball, there's no way that he's going to come back next season. And that's no indictment on him. I mean, if you're going to get drafted, that's unless he had some other childhood dream growing up. For the most part, that's why dudes go to the drafts, is because they've been dreaming about playing in the NFL their whole life. And so if he does that, I'd be proud of him. He'd be the only he could be potentially the highest drafted receiver since Kenny Britt if he projects the way I
Sanu,
think that he will. Sanu went
Sanu,
what, fourth?
Carew.
Yeah, but they were like late on later days.
Carew was like what? First? Yeah, maybe he did get picked later. Carew.
Let me look it up. I don't remember off the top of my head.
He was probably the last big one. And then before him, I mean, you had Mark Harrison, uh, Sanu, Coleman, um,
Hold on, let me pull this up here.
Tim Wright.
He was third round.
Carew.
Leonte was. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sanu, when he tore it up, I mean, we had a winning season when he left early.
He's still the receptions
Highlight
record
reel.
holder, isn't he?
Yeah, he single season. Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's a chance Strong could come back. I think Duff comes back. Is DT Sheffield the senior?
I think so. This is his final year of eligibility.
Is Fletcher a senior?
I think so.
And
Colin Weber is
comes
not going to
back.
be here. I think our entire offensive line is out of eligibility, minus maybe Mishagiwa.
Yeah, it's a major gap for next year.
About Taj White, is he a senior?
I'm not sure about one. I gotta look into it.
So I know Zelinkus is a senior, but we have his brother that's hopefully going to be ready to play next year.
Well, receivers, we got a nice fill in too. You know, Vernon Allen, I think with Ben.
Yeah, let me. I'll go ahead and pull up the eligibility since we're talking about it.
Colin Weber, I don't think is a senior. He's sort of
Um,
the main receiver. I mean, most besides Jet Elad, I think most of our defensive backs are all sophomores.
yeah, Bo Mascal is what, is junior, sophomore, junior. I think he's a
Derek
sophomore
Potts is a
now.
sophomore. I think Salon's a sophomore.
Yeah.
I don't know about Cam Miller.
Let's find out here. Football roster. We'll just go down the list, see, think if they come back or stay. Um, I would like for it not to sort by name. Let's sort by. Of course, they're trying to get me to buy season tickets.
Yeah, Vernon Allen, freshman, returning. Actually, Raynor Andrews is sophomore. He's a big man, 6'6", 321.
We'll go by position group here.
Mar Archie, linebacker, 6'1", 234. He looks like a machine.
That's what I'm telling you. We have all these guys. All right, so defensive backfield, Bo Mascal's a junior. I think he'll come back. Obviously, Kaj Sanders. He's been playing the whole season. I don't foresee why he wouldn't come back. Cam Miller, Jet Elad are both seniors. Jacoby Henderson, senior.
You think Josiah returns? Junior?
Who?
Jashawn Benjamin.
Oh, you're way ahead of me, man. I'm just going through D-backs.
And Black, we got a sophomore. I think he returns.
Shadi Salam is a senior. He's gone. DK Gilly is a sophomore, but he utilized his red shirt.
Do we get Doug Blue Eli back? D lineman? He's a senior.
I think he'll probably come back. He didn't really get a chance to play.
Sam Brown's a senior. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Let's see. YD Collier. Hopefully he
DJ
stays.
Campbell. I don't
He's
know
going
if
to
he
be good for
stays
us.
or if he got enough play time already.
Daryl Zangoe. He's a junior. I foresee him staying. I mean, I don't really see any reason why he would leave.
Michael Clayton,
Sean.
back, 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Moses Walker. Moses Walker is going to be a big.
6'7", 215.
Moses Walker is going to be a big one. Do we think he stays or comes back?
I think he comes back.
And then same with Abram Wright. He's a junior. I think Abram Wright will come back.
Yep, the Javale, he's a senior.
Like this guy here, MJ Johnson, 6'3", 230, sophomore linebacker. Like, golly.
I forget that. Well, they got Rennick Derillas too out of Bosco, freshman D back. Wonder what he brings in. I think Duff returns.
I think Duff does too, because he knows he's going to be the guy. Yeah, Taj White's a senior.
Kanan
Dang, dude.
Edwards, 6'3", 252 D lineman.
This is going to be tough, man. Taj White, senior. Just listen to this. Taj White, senior. Tyler Needham, senior. Gus Solinkas, senior. Brian Felter, senior. Kwame Asamoah, senior. Oh my gosh, dude.
Probably coming off at about like
Oh, dude. All right,
4 minutes
we need
to.
Mashad. We
You
definitely
see the
need Mashad to
freshman
be able to play.
line. We got a freshman O lineman from Mattawan, close to me. 6'6", 278, Jaden Elijah.
Yeah, but is he going to be big enough by next season to play?
You know,
Jai
we
Patel,
have a D back
senior.
that's 6'4", 219. Devon Foose, who's a junior. It's like put him at linebacker, beef him up for next year. O-lineman
Do
senior.
you think that CJ Campbell comes back?
Raymond Giacobi. Oh, 6'4", 277. D-back, DK Gilly, yes. I mean, 6'2", 201.
So obviously, offensive line's a problem. I think our big players, KJ comes back, Antoine Raymond comes back.
Yeah, Masad Giva. Yeah, I'm 6'6", 320 junior. He returns.
He's the one that's the All-American from Long Island University.
Buren Gurman, O lineman, 6'6", 282 freshman.
But we talked about Oregon next week. We talked about the rest of the season. Who are our riders going to be for Oregon?
I mean, I would love to go Raymond and Strong, but I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna throw KJ Duff in there. That's be a big week.
Nice. Nice.
Offensive rider. Defensive. You know what? He had a big week this week. Maybe I'll go Jordan Thompson. See what he can do.
Jordan Thompson. Okay. I'm going to go two-piece on offense. I'm going to go Duff. I feel like teams know what time it is with Strong, and they're going to try everything they can to slow him down. So I think this is really when Duff is going to take off towards this latter half of this season. And then I think I just don't really see us running the ball very effectively, and we're going to be down. So I think we're going to have a lot of passing. I'm going to go DT Sheffield. I feel like we're just going to be able to pass the ball a lot. Defense, I'm going to go Jabome. And I'm going to go Kashawn Griffin.
Yeah,
give the defensive tackle some love. But all righty, partner. Guess I'll see you here in a couple of days now on Sunday. But
yeah.
Take it easy the rest of the week, and I'll let you know, and we'll chit chat during the game.
Yep. Hopefully, have some other stuff prepared too for Rutgers football and Rutgers athletics.
Absolutely. Hey, but at the end of the day, no matter ups and downs, go Knights.
Yep. Let's go. Let's go Knights.